All right, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at Extreme 104 SVG. Welcome to the wake up call for a Thursday morning. It's the 8th day of September, the lovely year 2022. All right, in case you're wondering, we're located on VG Highway, aka Fountain Stretch. I'm absolutely certain, and this is where we're going to go this morning. We're going to go to the civil servants 10%. All right, I'm absolutely certain yesterday, as soon as that news broke, boy, as soon as the news dropped, the news broke, everybody immediately, all the public servants, they either got on to the calculator on the computer or they went straight to the phones and they were just like beep, 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 beep. Calculator, boy, okay, 10%. Let me see how much that is. My salary is Monday. Let's go. You hear them yesterday, man. Everybody in the office, man, just for like 10%. For how long? We getting it right away? No. So the 10% is going to be stretched across 3 years, like a nice little rubber band. I'll stretch it across. So 2023, 2024, 2025. And then in 2025, we're supposed to have elections. So I'm just giving you the series of events for the next 3 years. All right. And in between that, some real economic growth. Okay. And in between all of that, gas is going to continue to go up. And in between all of that, inflation. But we're not looking at all those little things. We're looking at this 10% salary increase. Now, congratulations, right? Congratulations. Y'all big up yourselves this morning. 10% salary increase. Hey, hey, hey. I wonder if I would have been like really elated or not. Now, let me share a little bit here for you that's coming from. So the unions met with the Minister of Finance and they asked for more than one thing. They asked for the salary increase and they were very specific. They asked for a salary increase of 10% over a period of 2 years, 4% to be given retroactively from January 2022 and 6% from January 2023. All right. They asked for the raise the standard deduction for personal income tax from 20,000 to 25,000. They also asked for a temporary reduction of VAT from 16% to 10%. For price control, at least one government has capped the price control on fuel. They asked for temporary suspension of the 1% increase on customs service charge, among other things, and reduction of income tax, which we were not able to see. Of all those things, only one thing we got, and the conditions were even different. So, however they're going to split it up, if it's like 3% 2023, 3% 2024, then the final 3.36, 4% in 2023, only God knows. But check it out, right? Whatever increase you're getting, some of it has to come out.
We can get 10%, a 10% increase every year.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sister Crystal, and good morning, brother. And I'm very happy you're raising this matter because I'm following many of the other stations, and all we're talking is just one. Crystal, is very important that we understand. I am in politics. I have done a tremendous amount of research, so I am boasting on myself. But Mr. Gonsalves cannot pay any increases.
He cannot what?
There cannot be an increase, and no increase can be paid. We are having a similar problem right now with the economy of UK. They are down by 106 shortfall in the budget. Their budget is about $1 trillion. They're short by 160 billion. You see Liz Truss speaking about cutting taxes. Basically, it's a waste of time. And I'm saying for them, they had natural problems where, basically coronavirus and other things, a little bad running by the last prime minister didn't seem to understand how to run an economy. We have destroyed it. Same thing in America. They're in serious trouble with the economy because of mismanagement. I think Donald Trump would have done a good. But last year, Mr. Gonsalves was saying 30 million to pay salaries. Crystal, let me tell you something. The budget itself is a fictitious budget. Ask that the news stuff. Maybe because Friday they go and tell you that. And they're saying 1 billion is the budget. Obviously, what is a budget is just figures on a paper. There's really no billion because obviously to get a billion, you need the productive sector. So the tourism sector that used to make 375 million, if they make 5 million, they make plenty now. But not just because of the coronavirus, because of mishandling, mismanagement, running the tourists from the Grenadines. So they're in trouble with tourism. Agriculture that used to make 275, 145 million alone up to 2000. God bless the NDP. Right? That itself is a Ghana 85%. So there is really no money. And I'm saying I spoke to the union many times. What are you asking Mr. Gonzalez for increase of salary when the budget itself is short by 550 million?
So what
So
should what
so
should
what am I
what should
saying?
what
What am I
should
saying?
no
If-
no hold on, you're
ahead,
not
no, go ahead.
listening.
Go ahead.
So what should they have asked for?
I am saying what they should be asking for is different direction. Because let me say this, if they're going to need, we are going to have to get people in there that can fix the economy first. You see, like for example,
Okay.
you hear Friday and then Leacock and them with this bogus this, with we're going to cut that from 16%, carry it down to 13%. That is bogus, and Arden used to tell them that because he never would have even done that when the economy was firing better. Because to cut basically the 13 you basically can't get to pay the salaries. You know how you're paying salaries? You go by the NCB bank. And I hope that the NCB leaders, I hope they're going to understand that they will be held accountable. So you go to the NCB and you say, we have an overdraft limit of 39 million. We have to keep that in check. We go 80 million. And so you basically write checks with no money to match it. You know what that's going to do to the bank? I'm saying, or you go NS or you borrow. You can't borrow your way out of this. And I'm only saying, the unions, I stick to them. They're aware of what they need to do. We need to get people, we have to fix back the economy before you could think about any increases would mean you're going to take it back another way. And I'm saying it is time that we understand one last thing, because I want to tell you, because I'm never going to listen to me. You won't block me. We had a situation recently where Mr. Gonzalez was boasting that the IMF said, 5% growth.
Yes.
Do you know China can't make 5% growth?
Well, that is
That's
China's business.
No, I'm not talking about China's business. I'm saying China, the great China, can make 5%. But let me get the figures here from ECLA. So we have Guyana. They didn't get the figures for Guyana, but they gave the figures for Bahamas. 8.5%. This is another institution that would have done the review to look at
Was the institution? I didn't hear it.
ECLA.
ECLAC.
Yes, right.
So
And that
IMF don't
is
count.
the institution that monitors the financing for the Eastern Caribbean currency. And they gave that the figure. And I want you just to hear it and then allow somebody else to speak. Because I am very serious about what is happening now. This Economic Commission for Latin America, ECLAC, said that we have done an assessment and this is what would happen for this year. And so we're seeing now Bahamas topping the scale with 8.5%. St. Lucia, God bless them, they did a lot. This last Prime Minister and this current Prime Minister, they
Give us the figures because we're running out of time.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Antigua and Barbuda 7.5%. Barbados 5.9%. Belize 5.8%. Dominica 5.7%. St. Kitts 5%. Grenada 3.7%. Trinidad and Tobago 3.7%. Jamaica 2.8%. And to the bottom of the scale is St. Vincent with 2% and Suriname.
Well, it's a positive.
1.1%. And I'm saying
Even if it's 2 or 5%, sir, it's
Huh?
still positive. Even if it's 2 or 5%, it's still positive, isn't it?
if it is what?
Even if it's 2%, it's 2% over zero.
Well, let me say to you, it cannot be. Since when we had a better economy, we were basically running in
All
the
right.
red. We were actually
Okay.
Negative growth.
Another
you
call
cannot
coming in, so you
cannot
gotta
have
wrap it up.
positive growth. You can't have 2% without a productive sector. What is driving these economies? Either oil in Trinidad and so on, or Citizen by Best Friend program. We have no. How could you have growth without all the productive sector dead?
Okay.
And not even
All right.
and corruption galore.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, Gonzalez must resign today
Thank
in order
you.
to get.
Thank you, sir.
Saturday was about politics.
I'll tell you so. Never happened. But 2% and 5%, they above zero. So any sort of positive growth, But I just feel like the IMF was just discrediting in the latter part there. Now, okay, so the 10%, and I was saying, right? Part of that 10% increase is going back to the government in income tax.
Fair back out in tax, yes.
And
The higher you pay, the more tax coming out.
the more, okay, it's the same percentage. Okay. Now, there's a tax table, and you can find it on the government website, right? The threshold is $20,000. So once your civil servant salary is above $20,000, then you start paying income tax, right? The first 5,000, and if it exceeds that, then you go into a different bracket. Could you imagine the increase may not end up being that much on your monthly salary?
And if I spend it back by the stores.
And then out of that, you got to take out 4.5% for NIS. And then the government has to pay 5.5%, which is an added expense on them to pay NIS. Let's say $20,000 is the annual salary. That's $200. That's 10%. You split that up in 3 years. Then you divide that by 12. Was it like a $20 by the time you're done?
Around me.
So the people who collect in smaller salaries, they're not going to see a major difference. When, especially, okay, for example, they're going to have to be traveling.
You feel that a tax break would have been better?
A tax break. It would have been more, I think it would have been more expensive
And who's back?
on the government's part. It doesn't say nothing else about the other things that were asked for. Temporary reduction of VAT from 16 to 10%. That would have lost the government a lot of revenue.
Yeah, that's a bit too much.
However, right, the effects of that or the benefits, it would have been felt across the entire board. Now, PM said, right, we will deliver salary increase for the public servants, and we want to do so for 2023 to 2025. He said that it must be done properly. Now, he also said, but we have to do this thing reasonably, because if you increase the wealth of the country, everybody has to get a piece of it. Isn't that fair and reasonable? But is not everybody getting a piece of it? No.
Yeah,
It's just the civil servants. The other folks out here, like people who work in the hotel industry, we're not gonna feel it immediately because the private sector salary is not moving. Now, I like this. I like where this one here is going. Right now, good morning to who jobless. Top of the morning to the entire nation. Big up to Tortola. Good morning. Well, it's good to hear finally civil servants getting an increase after we are behind in the Caribbean with salaries, yet we have the highest cost of living. I think we have the highest cost of living. Can't be higher than Sinkit.
Nah, I don't think we're that high. They're close though.
But behind this, it's a strategy. The Prime Minister is using this for the upcoming next general election.
Yes. It's true.
How you gonna say it's true and you not the PM?
Look at the time.
Let me
frame.
look at the time frame.
Come on, man. Don't start. Really, don't
No,
start.
let's start it. Let me put on the people on keyboard.
Why? So why all of a sudden people are asking for increase and you want to do it 3 years before your election?
Because we just get the money now. Getting the money now.
So after before when
we didn't have the money before.
What happened to before when things been good?
You going to want to increase salaries during COVID?
Not during COVID. Even before that, how long it didn't pour now?
Salaries were increased in 2002. It was done before.
That was
This is not the first time.
That was 20 years ago.
It's 2002, I said. 2002. Oh, wow. 20 years ago. My mind went to 10 years ago.
We were wrong.
We weren't
We were
working.
wrong 10.
We
Exactly.
weren't working. All right. So it says here, however, I know with the increase in salaries, taxation would be going up also, so the government can get back a large percentage out of that. Same increase. I've seen the same thing happen when the bonus at the end of the year. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Crystal.
Good morning.
Well, I'm really saying it ain't a strategy behind it, but I mean, it's politics. You have to use your common sense and know how you're doing.
Mm.
But talking all, they be calling for increase now, we get it, so why we complaining now still?
Mm.
If we some will be calling for all the time, now they mention it. What they complain about still? This for politics, that's for election. Why you call it now? Why you decide to do 3 years? But another point you be calling for it all the time.
Hmm.
Not so?
Yeah, look
Yeah.
it now.
So what you complain about now? Oh, you only doing it because election they close, and but the point is I've been calling for it all the time. I mean you can't expect we just go 10% one time. So
Hmm.
them dealing with the finance, them know how them can manage to deal with what them are deal with within a certain time span.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know catch.
Yes, sir.
But we all know there's a strategy behind anything. It's politics. Come on. You big and you have sense. Let me not say you're big. We big and we have sense.
Okay. All
True.
right. So,
Yeah.
all right. So the caller says that there's some strategy behind it. Man, that is implying that there is either little care or little consideration towards the needs of the employees. So if there is nothing to be gained politically from the 10% increase, then it would have never happened. That's how we're thinking.
We were supposed to be getting another increase on top of the one we had before, if we had one.
We had one before.
That was forever
So this
ago.
is the increase that we've been asking. Not we. They have been
have
asking
been
for, because I'm not a civil servant.
Yeah, we different.
They have been asking for. In terms of dollar value, the person at the lower end who's collecting like $20,000 a year, you ain't gonna really see much of a difference on your salary come at the end of the month from next year. Person at the top scale now, getting a big salary. 10% of $20,000 is what, $200. 10% of a higher salary is obviously greater.
Mhm.
So lucky those who have bigger salaries. Those who are getting smaller salaries now.
Yeah, they were bad.
Shucks. The last increase was 2020. Oh, thank you. I get 2002 from. Revulsion of figures. My apologies.
The last increase was 2020.
Here's one. The previous caller, despite his ranting, has a point. Any increase will be taken back somewhere.
Yeah.
The economy is stagnant and we are borrowing for everything. And the growth is insignificant in the face of the current inflation. Actually, it was taken back before it was given. Because,
Inflation.
right, exactly.
Yep.
You're paying more for gas, then you're paying more for transportation, public transportation, and then you get a little bit extra. It
Can I complicate just level back out everything?
it doesn't level it back out.
No,
Trust me,
okay.
it doesn't.
In a sense, like you pay his hair, but you just to meet whatever you were buying.
A little
before.
piece.
You're right.
Just because remember, food gone up, Like, what's if you're bringing in things? Then you had to pay for transportation. Then school supplies. Yes, I agreed to that text message the person sent. Want to give out public servants money around election time. But now it's not election time. Oh, Father God.
like-
Oh, Father God. But, I mean, just say thank you now. Just say thank you.
Yes.
At least it was, the meeting was at least a bit of a success.
We're very grateful.
They are very grateful.
I mean, I would say we as in people.
Minimum wage ain't moving.
What is the minimum wage?
It depends on the sector that you're working in. So, for example, if you're working in a front desk in a hotel or secretary, $600 a month is the minimum wage.
As a secretary.
If you're working in that is the minimum wage. That's not what some people are getting, but that is the minimum wage. Check this out again. Agricultural workers, watchman, $30 a day. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Christopher. The meeting is today, not today. It hasn't happened yet.
The meeting, right?
It is today.
Now, isn't
It
it?
is today.
there was no meeting. It instantly. He preempted them. Right.
Wait. Thank you.
You know, to discuss 10% salary.
No, hold on. I thought the meeting was yesterday. Okay. Let me go and double check my dates. But thank you for that. So you're gonna say what you're getting before the meeting actually happens?
That mean you don't set already?
But then isn't that something you're supposed to discuss in the
Your
meeting?
mind don't make up already.
Okay. Let's go. It's 3 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Let's head to the top
You
of
have
the
the
hour.
most
All right, about now we've got the final ad break, and then we're gonna come right back. All right.